Hey guys, welcome back. Our goal today is to try and get over our Gardner's defeat from the many issues we've had in this growing season already, even though the spring growing season has just started. And I'm gonna do that by direct sowing a bunch of stuff. So we planted this entire bed out maybe a month ago or so with like 72 beans, and we probably have about 10 that have popped up. So we are now going to just sow some more beans. We're not going to dwell on it, not going to continue to feel defeated. We're just going to sow some more. The ones I'm putting in here are the Royalty Purple pod. It's my first time growing these, so hopefully we get some out of this. It's a purple potted green bean. I'm pretty sure once you boil it or steam it, it turns green, but that's still kind of fun. It'll add some nice color to the garden. And I'm gonna speed you through me direct sowing the rest of this bed. These are the ones I'm using. Alright, so we are on to next bed. This is our carrot and onion bed. I'm going to show you where the onions are bolting here pretty soon. We had our 1,000 head kale, I believe it was here, and it was bolting, so I cut it out. I cut this down to the soil level because I didn't want to take out too much soil. We'll see how that does, but right here, I'm just going to, like I said, to heal my Gardner's defeat, I'm just gonna direct sow a ton of stuff. And to be completely honest, I have done majority of my plant starting I do inside, and that's typically because I am impatient and I start stuff before I'm supposed to. So if I do it inside, it allows for me to start it sooner, and then I can bring it out. I also like instant gratification, and when you direct sow outside, I feel like I come out every single day to look to see if it's grown, and it hasn't. But I also come out to the garden as a place of beauty, and I like to see all of the green and whatnot, so it works better with my personality, I guess, if I start it inside in a little grow room, and then I plant it out here once it's already green, because then when I come out to the garden, everything looks green. So me direct sowing outside isn't something that I typically do, but I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna get over this Gardner's defeat, and I'm also going to let myself know that it's okay not to get instant gratification. I'm gonna sow these seeds out here, and we're gonna watch it grow outside. So in here, I'm doing 2 on each side. 2 seeds on each side. I'll thin them if I need to. I think I did 3 there. This, I did 4. This is the baby bush watermelon. So we're just gonna plug these in right here on the corners, and then if they need to, they can trail out a little bit. And then on the other corner of this bed, I have the cantaloupe. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep the melon theme going here. But before I continue, let's see if I have a label made. I do. So since I have it on here and here, I'm just gonna stick it right in the center. That way I know that in between these, or the two outside, are the sugar baby bush watermelon. Now, I picked up a melon from the store that I have not grown. So on that side we have the cantaloupe, and I never heard of Crenshaw melon. I thought for sure it was just going to be like a cantaloupe, but when I looked up to the description of it, it didn't even say that it tastes like cantaloupe. So we'll see. Kind of looks like a cantaloupe. But I'm going to put this in that corner opposite of the cantaloupe, and we'll see what that one looks like. And I'm just gonna put this one in this corner as well. And I'll put 2 seeds and I'll thin it if needed. I can like taste the dirt. Label. Just gonna stick that in right here. Hopefully, it's a tasty melon. Let's see what's next on the list. Now we are at this is where our kale bed was, and well, this is our designated hot pepper bed. But as you can see, the hot peppers only take up that half so far. So we've been letting the kale hang out right here. This red Russian kale has started to bolt, so I'll be removing that soon. This curly kale still looks pretty decent, so I might get some more out of this. I'll harvest a bunch and then see if I can keep it from bolting. But right here, we've got our flowers that I planted. These are Apricotta Cosmos. These are seeds I started inside. Let's see. And we'll see how those look. But we're just gonna throw some more squash. We have a bunch of squash and zucchini growing on the opposite side, but on this side we're gonna throw in some early white bush scallop summer squash. I have grown this before up on the in-ground area. I've grown it one other time and I got a few from it. I didn't have a ton of luck with good pollination, and I had that issue last spring with a lot of my squash and zucchini, and I think it could be because I didn't have a lot of flowers throughout to kind of bring in the pollinators. I'm going to show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but our pollinator patch over there, you can't really see. There are probably 30 bees over there. So I'm hoping that we won't have the same issue with poor pollination. I'll take you over there in a little bit to see if I can show you all of the bees. But I'm just going to put one right here and one right here. And we'll see. same as over there with the watermelon. I'm just gonna stick this right in the middle so I know that on each side is the scallop squash. Alright, I told you guys I would show you guys the sad. See how they're flowering? This is the first time I've grown bulbing onions, and those are the biggest ones that are flowering, but they're not going to be very big. But that's okay. I will still use them as baby red onions. So I'm going to have to take these out, but these other ones that are not flowering yet, I will just leave in. I am going to put the shade cloth up over them though, because we're going to be in the 90s and then even hit 100, and I don't want to make them, the rest of them, flower even sooner. I also said I would show you guys the pollinator patch. Let's see if you guys can see them. I don't know if you can see him at work, but I'll be quiet and you can hear him. Hopefully this will help with some of the pollination issues I had with my squash last season. Fingers crossed. We're moving right along. We're gonna go to the other side of the garden here. All right, so we are on the other side of the garden. Over there is where the kale bed is. This is the center bed where the blueberries and strawberries are. This is our designated sweet pepper bed. This is the bed that has been so sad. This whole area was covered in sweet pepper seedlings that I destroyed. That's okay. On that side, we have the sweet pepper plants that I overwintered. To make up for some of the defeat here, I did start another round of all of the sweet peppers that I initially started and killed. I started in my Aero garden system, so the hydro system. They grow a lot faster in there, so I actually have, the seedlings are like this big already. So I will wait another week or so, and then I'm going to actually bring those out. So they probably won't produce until maybe fall, but that's okay. Okay, so next on the list. So we have cucumbers that are going to be climbing up that trellis, but this is a bush variety. So garden bush slicer hybrid. So I've never grown a bush variety of the cucumber, so why not? Because we're just in the mode of growing things. So let's see. I'm definitely gonna put two in a hole right here. It's all from that tree falling. So I'm gonna put two in a hole right here. And I will thin them, like I said, if I need to. And then I think I'm gonna put one on that corner too. Right here. This is where I had two nasturtium plants right here, and I just pulled those out because they were starting to dry up because it's getting a little toasty. But also it was taking up the walkway right here, and I couldn't even walk through. So I am gonna put my pad When they're that far apart, I typically like to make 2 tags, so I might, but I'll just put this one in here for now. And I'll just make a second one to go over there. So we've got a bed of royalty purple potted bush beans planted. We've got 2 bush watermelon planted. We got a Crenshaw melon planted. We got 2 of the scallop squash planted. And then we've got 2 of the bush variety cucumbers planted. I think that's all I'm gonna plant out for right now. I do have my mother-in-law save seeds for me for Chinese long beans, which I'm gonna plant out in this bed right here. But I need to harvest the garlic out first because I've been drying off that bed to harvest the garlic, and I don't want to put seeds in it and then not water it because these won't germinate, but I also don't want to get my garlic wet. So they are on a movie date with Nani, so when they come back, I'll have them pull out the garlic with me, and then I will be able to put these Chinese long beans in there. The other few things that I have in here that I wanted to plant out are garlic chives, green onions, and onion chives. The problem with that is I will be putting those in that center bed with the berries, and that bed, the soil in that bed is so uneven, it looks like a roller coaster. So I need to take out the onions that are flowering in there, the green onions that are flowering in there, top off the soil and compost to even it out, and then I will add the chives and green onion because I need to clean up that space before doing that. So this is a good start, and then I will bring you along for the next part of finishing this up and whatever else we get to plant.